from the Matador Network. Bodie, tell us what they've got.
It says it in the title, a museum dedicated to words and language. There's not much to this one. It's a 51,000 square foot space located in the historic Franklin School in the heart of DC. Features 11 galleries with distinct immersive experiences. One will allow guests to paint a scene with words using small brushes to change the virtual landscape. I foresee a lot of dick butts. What are they thinking?
Here you go. Have fun. Fuck, 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 fuck. Penis, 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 penis. Fuck, 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 fuck. Penis, 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 penis. Fuck, fuck, fuck. That, I mean, come on.
What do you? That better happen.
In that order, tempo, everything.
Everything, all of that. So another has a 22-foot tall word wall with over 1,000 voice-activated words lighting up and telling stories about how they made their way into the English language. In a less educational vein, there's also karaoke, the opportunity to recite famous speeches from the likes of JFK and Martin Luther King Jr. Huh.
What if you could get up there and read a manifesto?
You probably could.
Yeah.
Yeah. The museum, you could probably just go in there, not planned, not with the museum or whatever, and just dress up like someone. And then just go in and start reading off a fucking speech.
Right, or portions of industrial society and its future.
Right. If
they'd be like, "Oh, this makes a lot of sense."
Oh my god.
Yes.
Would you get arrested? Are there direct threats in that? Would that?
No. It's more of a guideline.
So you could get away with reading it.
They did it on air. That was the thing. That's what he required. He said, "Hey, if you want me to stop blowing shit up, you better start reading this on the news."
Right.
35,000 words. Read. On air.
That's a horrible way to do it, but it worked.
Worked, eh?
Well.
Worked, you know?
It didn't.
No, didn't work. It did not work. We are not suggesting that you try and recreate these events. Do it better.
It's a museum, so, Okay,
right.
Okay. The museum also aims to be a contributing member of the community by offering word shops in its classrooms and performances, author readings, and community discussions in its auditorium. So it's like a whole frickin' shebang, shaboom.
Yeah. It's the whole deal. It's the real deal.
I guess that's kind of cool.
If you're interested into, what's that, the etymology? Like where words come from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is when people use language as prescriptive rather than descriptive. They're prescribing. They're projecting meaning onto your words without trying to understand what you mean. That's not what this is. This is actually an appreciation of the, hey, I'm trying to understand you.
And the hidden nuance and
Right.
all of that kind of stuff that gets overlooked.
Yeah, it's pretty important shit.
Extremely important. If your goal is communication with others, huge. Yeah, let's go to the pot Sasquatch.
Sasquatchucci.
So now Bodie, pot Sasquatch crashes a live news report during a snowstorm.
Dude, it's so edgy.
So edgy. Much edge. Like,
Do you think the newscasters are in on it? Do you think they had their friend come out in a Sasquatch suit and be like, "Yo, get this"? Because he wasn't super obnoxious about it.
No, he just kind of
Creeped up, and then when they turned the camera, he just let him go.
Right.
I mean, should we play it? We should play it for our audience real quick.
Yeah. Let's let them take a look at this. Okay, this was published on February 13th of 2017. So 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
This happened. Yeah. Yeah, so this is up-to-date news. And this is roaming in Springfield 3 years ago.
Look at him. Look at the Sasquatch now.
Now, the Sasquatch is... Oh, hold on a second. Let me turn down the volume over here. Because... You're going to put it over there for them, right?
Yeah, they can hear it. Oh, actually, I turned it down, so it doesn't matter. But as you can Look at him. Look at the creepy bastard.
He's just kind of lurking Is lurking the word?
Terrifying is the word, John. Terrifying.
Terrifying. See, I'm not quite the wordsmith you are, Bodhi.
I think I know it's okay, but we can we have a man on the ground.
Do we have a man on the ground, Bodhi?
I believe we have the man in the van down by the river.
Man in the van down by the river. I love him.
What's that?
La, 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 la.
We're what? Live?
All right, go after the la 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 la's.
Like right now?
La, 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 la.
Fuck!
Let's go to him.
Hello! Thank you, John and Bodhi. I am indeed the man in the van down by the river, reporting live from the scene. As you can see, I'm the man. This is my van. And that back there's the river. What river, you ask? Well, you know what? It doesn't fucking matter what river it is. It's a fucking river, okay? There's water. It's flowing in one direction. There's land masses on both sides. Keep it contained. It's, more than a few miles long. It's a fucking river, okay? So, I don't want to hear anybody claiming that Subpar News says they have a man in the van down by the river and that they're lying, that they're full of shit, because I am indeed the man in the van down by the fucking river. You've seen it, okay? Now that we have that settled, as the man in the van down by the river, I'm here to report that it's cold, there's still snow on the ground, the sky's pretty overcast. That's the report from the river by the man in the van. Back to you, John and Bodhi.
Good. Okay. Now,
Okay, back to Sasquatch.
back to Sasquatch. Okay, so
Wow. Thanks, Jeremy.
what am I? Yeah. That was interesting. Thanks, man in the van down by the river.
Firefighter suspended for trying to save woman in house fire? Yeah, your brother's a firefighter, right?
He's the one that I stole this link from him.
Okay. But yeah, he is a firefighter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. At least he's not a cop. Because cops are fantastic people. It's fixed.
All of them.
So you stole this from your brother. Did you review it?
Yeah, pretty quickly. So they responded to a house fire on Collier Drive in West Atlanta, and a 95-year-old woman was inside the burning home. Dwyer went in and got her out.
And that, like, what a firefighter is supposed to do? Good work.
There was no time. Yeah. So the woman, Sally Scrine, eventually died because of her injuries anyway, which is a shame. But fire officials believe the fire started in the kitchen and that burglar bars around her home made it difficult to get quickly inside.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of create a cage for yourself in case of emergency.
Right. But Dwyer did get in. Video which they're not publishing because it shows her in it. Shows him pulling her out of the front door and onto her porch before other firefighters go and help carry her down away from the house. So for that act, he was suspended this week.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Hey, good work. Way to try and save this woman's life. Now jog on, fuckface.
All right.
What is this?
It's a bunch of baloney. So according to a notice of final adverse action complaint prepared last week and obtained by 11, I'll let the news, whatever. Dwyer will be suspended without pay for 4 days and be able to return on February 19th. That can fuck someone up if you need your paycheck.
Yeah, for real. I mean,
that can
for doing what?
For saving someone's life. Yeah.
That son of a bitch.
It's because he broke protocol. He entered the structure without your crew members, which is in immediate conflict with no freelancing, accountability, and maintaining crew integrity. So, basically,
his job, he should have stood around and waited for everybody else to, gather the courage to do what they weren't going to.
Right.
But he nutted up and took action, and now he's being punished for it.
Basically.
America.
I mean, what do you think? Do you think breaking protocol is a hazard? I mean, can that potentially put other people at risk?
Now, that is extremely, dependent upon the situation. In this instance, to where
it's life or death, really.
Life or death, really, for her. And no one else was put in danger. He put his own life in danger. They were outside. Now, had they all been inside the building and he broke protocol and it caused, something happened that could have been prevented, or, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's so many variables, but in this instance specifically,
nothing went wrong other than he couldn't get there in time.
No, and a 95-year-old woman died because she wasn't burnt alive.
Right.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for not letting my grandma burn alive like a fucking, forgotten turkey. This is important news.
Is it?
I don't know. Let's find out. I don't know. It's from the New Yorker. Brittany Smith loses her stand your ground hearing.
Oh, okay, so in January, she shot and killed a man who she said had raped her, threatened her life in her home, and then attacked her brother after he arrived to help.
Oh.
Okay. The man,
Okay.
Todd Smith, who had recently sold Brittany a puppy, had been drinking and had taken large amounts of methamphetamine. I mean, what doesn't go together like puppies and methamphetamine?
Puppies, meth, and alcohol? The triplicate package.
So within 48 hours of the shooting, Brittany was charged with murder. She went on to spend about 4 months in jail, 6 months at a menstrual institute. Menstrual.
A menstrual institution.
A menstrual institution. Despite early attention to her case from the criminal justice publication, The Appeal. Stand your ground statute makes it legal to use lethal force to defend oneself against threats or perceived threats with no duty to retreat. And she lost. I guess she had a duty to retreat, is what they're saying?
Now, let's see. In a 19-page ruling, the judge wrote that her use of deadly force was not demonstrably justified because she doubted that Brittany had reason to believe that Todd was about to use deadly force, assault, burglary, rape, or sodomy when she shot him. But the judge wrote this despite the fact that Todd had already assaulted Brittany. A rape kit evaluation found 33 wounds on her body, and despite the fact that Brittany said Todd had been choking her brother when she fired the gun.
Jesus Christ.
So all of this in spite, and the judge is like, nah, I don't think he was actually going to hurt anybody.
Right.
He's actively choking the man. Yes, this is justice.
After raping her.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Come on, Judge. What's your
Get your shit together, Judge.
Oh, God. Attempted at the 2-day hearing to cast doubt on whether Brittany had actually been raped because there was no definitive sample of Todd's semen, which the nurse examiner said is common in sexual assault cases. Yeah, it doesn't have to. Pierce questioned whether Brittany had truly feared for her life. At one point, the district attorney noted that Todd had not had a gun or a knife on him, but he had his hands, his penis, and his mouth. Brittany replied at the hearing, which, with controlled frustration, you saw the 33 wounds on my body. That's crazy.
Let's see. The judge wrote that her decision was influenced by the fact that Brittany had given inconsistent accounts of the events surrounding Todd's death. Chris argued that if law enforcement had known it was Brittany who fired the gun, she would not have been taken for a rape kit until it was too late. This seems like a whole bunch of fumbling.
Yeah.
There's a lot into this. This is a pretty long article worth a read. If you want to learn more about it, about Brittany Smith losing her stand your ground hearing, check it out on thenewyorker.com, February 4th, 2020, by Elizabeth Flock. Elizabeth Flock, good reporting.
Yeah, good reporting.
Yeah, no, it's actually a really long article, and yes, the New Yorker deserves to have you check it out.
It's too good for subpar news.
It's not subpar enough.
No.
Bro, yeah, that's right. We're so subpar, we can decide how subpar you are.